In this video we study objectives 52 and 53. Objective 52 is just to be able to draw a straight line that isn't written as y equals mx plus c, just some other context, some other letters might be involved. And then objective 53 is to be able to understand gradient and intercept in the context of the question. So the video will take you through the examples that are in the textbook. They're useful examples, so if you want to follow on the video, they're also in the textbook. It's page 300 in the textbook I'm working from. So we have straight line graphs in context. In real life, recorded data often takes the form of a straight line graph, and so can be expressed in the form of a linear equation. You might have plotted some straight line graphs in science, for example. The variables used may not be x and y, but the general equation for a straight line, y equals mx plus c, can be adapted to use the particular data. This is illustrated in the example below. So when you see a graph, that's the graph y equals mx plus c. However, it's not x and y because we've got b in one axis and the other axis has been cut off there, but that should be the a axis. So in the example, in an experiment, the variables a and b are thought to be connected by an equation of the form b equals ka plus n. So some values of a and b are recorded in the table. So they must have recorded these from some experiment, and then they were plotted on this line, and indeed it does follow a straight line relationship. So it should be able to be written in this format because that's actually the same as this format. Find the values for k and n, and hence the equation of the graph. So how do we do that? The first step is to plot the values on a graph. So this here has been plotted there, with a is on the horizontal axis and b is on the vertical axis. Well, why do they do that? Well, if y is a horizontal and b vertical, well, let's look at the two equations so we can compare and see why. Comparing b equals ka plus n, which is what they've wanted to plot, with y equals mx plus c, you can see that the n corresponds to c, so they are the same. So when you talk about n, you're actually talking about c, the y-intercept. So the intercept on the vertical axis here, n equals 2.4. So that's how you get n. But why is a here and b here? If again we compare the two equations, the b is the y value, so the b is the y-axis, and the a is with the x, so the a is the x-axis. So everything's just changing letter. So b is your y, a is your x, and n is c, the y-intercept, so it's 2.4. So we're left with finding k. Well, k is m, k is the gradient. So as it says there, similarly, k corresponds to m, the gradient. The gradient can be found by calculating the difference in the x and y between 2 points. For example, now they've chosen 2 points here. It makes sense that you don't just go to your graph and get random points. Like you can do, but these points are definitely on the graph because they've been plotted, so they've used the 2 points. I would actually prefer to use the 2 furthest points in case maybe it's the line of best fit or something like that. Don't use 2 points close together. But anyway, the difference in the y values would be 8.4 minus 5.4. That means it rises up by 3. And the difference in the x values is 2 minus 1, which is 1, which means it goes 1 across. If you're using the technique of drawing the triangle to get the gradient, then the point they chose was the 1 and the 2. So the run would be from 1 to 2, which is 1, and the rise is from 8.4 to 5.4, which is where the 3 came from. So 3 divided by 1, which gives you 3 for the gradient. And we said that the gradient m is actually k. So k is equal to 3. So hence, the equation of this graph is b equals 3a plus 2.4. So there's example 1. On to example 2 then. The table shows the largest quantity of salt, K, grams, which can be dissolved in a beaker of water at temperatures T degrees Celsius. So here is your K, your grams of salt, and here's T, the temperature. So the data is thought to satisfy a law of the form K equals AT plus B. Straight away when they've told you that, you're thinking K is your Y value and T is your X value if you compare this to Y equals MX plus C. Could even just do that for a second. What Y equals MX plus C. So we have to find the values of A and B. So to do this, we'd obviously have to start by plotting the points to draw the graph, and then we can go from there. So how do we find the values of A and B? Let's start off with A. A is the value in front of the T. It is the gradient. So A represents the gradient here. So they've picked or chosen 2 points. The gradient, the rise is 4, the run is 10. So the gradient is 0.4. So if you see a straight line, if a straight line's already been drawn, you can just pick 2 points to get your gradient, the rise over the run, the change in y divided by the change in x. So now we know the equation is actually k equals 0.4 t plus b. The b then represents the intercept on the y-axis. The b is your c. C, remember, is where it crosses the y-axis. So it crosses at 50, so b equals 50. So the equation now we can write, instead of the a and the b, we now know there's 0.4 and 50. So the equation is k equals 0.4t plus 50. And with that equation, we can then work out lots of values. So in part B, they ask calculate the temperature needed. So calculate T, find T, the temperature needed to dissolve 85 grams of salt. Salt is, remember, is your K. So if we get our equation, 85 is K. So you substitute 85 in for K, and then you get 85 is 0.4 T plus 50. Take 50 off both sides to get 0.4 T equals 35, and then T must be 35 divided by 0.4, which gives you 87.5. The key thing again is, when you get your equation, look to see what is your x, T, what is your y, K. Number in front of your x is your gradient, so get the steepness of the line, and your C, your y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. And final example, example 3. The charges depend on the time t taken to repair a TV. Find the equation connecting the charge C with the time t. So we've got time along the bottom. Now it actually says the x-axis, but it's your t-axis actually. And charges is up beside it's your y-axis, so it's actually your c-axis. So remember the equation is y equals mx plus c for a straight line, which is what that is. Y we said is capital C, the charge. X is the time taken, t, and then the y-intercept is still c, but let's put that as small c. So that straight line is this here, but we need to find m and c. So how do we do that? Well, small c, remember, is the intercept on the vertical axis, which is 12. So it crosses the y-axis at 12. So then you could write that as c equals mt plus 12. And then we need to get the gradient. So the gradient, they've chosen 2 points. And then the rise is 12, the difference in the y is 12. And the run, the difference in the x is 20. So the gradient is 12 divided by 20, which is 0.6. So the m becomes 0.6, and you're left with the equation is c equals 0.6t plus 12. Now, this part B and C is very important. It's probably mostly what this topic's about, trying to interpret what's going on. So we've got a context for y equals mx plus c. It's in the context now of charge in pounds and time in minutes. And it's asking us in part B, what does the gradient of the line represent? So let's think about the context of the question. The charges depend on the time t taken to repair the TV. So this is to do with the charge for getting a TV repaired. So think about it, if you're getting a TV repaired, how would that work? Well, as time goes on, the charge is getting more. So that suggests to me that the person repairing the TV is getting paid for his time. So he will have an hourly rate or a minute rate. Okay, so over 60 minutes, it increases from 12 to 48. So he's getting from 12 to 48 is £36. So he's making £36 in 60 minutes. So he's making £36 per hour. Or per minute, we've actually worked that out. It is 0.6. He's getting 0.6 pounds per minute. Times that by 60, he's getting £36 per hour. So the gradient is actually the rate of pay, how much he's getting paid per minute. Okay, so the gradient represents the charge of 60 pence per minute after a call out charge of £12. Now that's actually something different. That's not what the gradient is. What is the £12? Well, £12 is what you call the call out charge, the initial fee. He hasn't been there any time, 0 time, and the charge is 12. So if they asked you to interpret what the 12 means, the 12 would be the call out charge. The C, the y-intercept, is the call out charge or initial fee. And then part C, a man is charged £84. What is the maximum time spent repairing the TV? 84 is the charge C, so you put in this equation here, the C will now be 84. So 84 equals 0.6t plus 12, and then you can solve that just by your normal method, and you would get t is 120. So the maximum time spent on repair is 120 minutes or 2 hours. And here's a wee extra bonus example just to emphasize the meaning of the gradient and intercept in a context. So when ordering home heating oil to your home, the cost of delivery is calculated using the graph below. Calculate the cost of a 30-mile oil delivery. Well, 30 miles, you go along to 30 miles and you read up and you read across, and that would be £40. Straightforward. Find the part B, find the equation of the line. Well, it's a straight line, so it'll be y equals mx plus c. The y is the y-axis, in this case is a cost, so we're going to have to call that c. The m is going to be the gradient of that line, so we're going to have to work out how steep it is. Let's pick 2 points, and I'm going to go right to the edges, go right across a distance of 50, and up from 10 to 60, which is also 50. So the gradient is 50 over 50, which is 1. So the m is 1. X is miles, distance, so d, I'm going to call that d. Now, there's no point in me writing 1d, just d is fine. And then c is the y-intercept, so it crosses the y-axis at 10. So the equation of that line is c equals d plus 10. Part C is interpret the meaning of the gradient. Well, the gradient, we're dividing, it's the cost by the mileage, so it's the cost per mile. So part C is the cost per mile. The word per in there being pretty important. Another word you could say that is the rate charged. per mile. Okay, and then part D is they interpret the meaning of the y-intercept. Well, if you've went no distance and it's cost you £10, there must be a call out charge for the delivery of oil. So once you make that order, so you can call that a call out charge. Okay, so if you didn't actually get any oil, it would still cost you money because they went to the bother of going to your home.